This season of Love is Blind is out now, if you didn't know, because it's all we talk about. And it's been long enough that, you know, we finally can discuss it. All of the episodes have aired, and now we're just waiting for the reunion. So joining us now to talk about it, Giannina on the very first season of Love is Blind. And you are local now. You live in Denver.
Yeah.
Can we ask it all in your business? How did you end up here?
How did I end up here? My fiance from the Bachelorette franchise actually grew up in Bailey, Colorado, and then we met on a really fun challenge show off the coast of Africa, and then turns out he lives right here in Denver, Colorado, so I packed up and moved.
Cute.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you. That is
too.
so exciting. So you have to talk to us about the Love is Blind experience. What was it like?
It was very earth-shattering and very much a social experiment. You are in a room like this, you know, kind of like a warehouse, and there's just nothing. There's nowhere to go. You just eat, breathe, and live love. And it's really freeing, actually, after you get used to it. And it was the most intense experience I've ever had in my entire life, for sure, because you're falling in love with a voice. And you're trying to picture all these things through this wall. And so we just didn't know how magical it was while we were doing it. And I was like, it's never going to be able to be duplicated ever again. And then, you know, 9 seasons later, almost 10, like they just greenlit the 10th season.
Oh, Lord.
So it just keeps going and going.
Well, let me ask you about that, because from the first season, I always say it was the prototype. As a viewer who has watched religiously every single season, it seemed like the most authentic connections were made. We really got to see behind. Do you think that it's still capable of, like, the show, the experiment, as you call it? Can people still find love? Because Denver seemed like they broke the series.
Yeah.
No one got engaged.
I know, we all want the happy ending, I know. But there was a really good streak going, and I mean, statistically, it was kind of bound to happen. How many successful marriages can come out of this? So, you know, I think it's just also really representative of just how dating is nowadays. There's so much out there, and I do think that Love is Blind is one of the most special dating shows out there, because you can find your soulmate. If you fall in love with someone through a wall and you have that emotional connection, and then you're lucky enough to find them attractive once you have the reveal, you hit the jackpot. It's the lottery, honestly. And I have so many friends that are so happily married, and I do think it works. Love is Blind is one of the few that works. I will say that.
Good to hear. That is good to hear. And do you, to her point though, because we got to hear your thoughts on Denver.
Yeah.
Do you think that Denver, like some people are going to converge back to one another? Or do you think Denver is just a fluke?
I think what happened with Denver was ghosting was a theme this season, and I think that caused a ripple effect, and people chose their second best. I don't feel like people chose their number ones.
Interesting.
And the thing with Love is Blind, you have the notebooks with your number ones on there, and that's who you want. So I feel like that's where it kind of pivoted a little bit, but you know.
It's still fun to watch, right? It was entertaining.
It was everywhere. And no, I think season 9 was also really special because there was a lot of clarity. You know, not a lot of couples went to the altar and then had that whole dramatic, like, family being there. Like what happened with me, I literally ran away from my own wedding, and my mom threw the bouquet on the floor and, like, ran after me and everything. It was
that
insane.
is real. Like, those were real moments for you.
Oh, it was.
What?
Yeah, it was
okay,
very real.
so our audience knows I just started watching the Denver Love is Blind, but your season 1, Atlanta, you were a runaway bride.
I was the runaway bride, yeah. Exactly. So it was my season. What happened was we were very tumultuous, and we fell in love through the wall, all of that stuff. And then the real world, you know, you start really, really meshing your lives and families and work and all of that stuff. So it really is like the 1% of the 1% that gets married, but it does work. But mine just did not. And we were yes and no. And then we got to the altar and I say yes. And he goes, I do not. And I just went, I'm out. I made it to the altar, and turns out the cameras didn't stop rolling, so they caught me falling, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
See, and that's like what you want to hear. We love to hear that from you. We are out of time, but we do want to mention, because you're hosting a watch party event this week for the reunion episode. Really quickly, just tell us where everybody can go meet you and watch as a group, because it seems like so much fun.
I know.
Yeah, it's a really big full circle moment for me. So the fact that season 9 is here and I'm hosting it and introducing the cast and doing this watch party with everyone that's there, I feel like I can relate to a lot of what happened this season. So I'm definitely really happy to just meet the whole cast and be a little bit of a guide, if you will.
Where is it located?
It's going to be in Empower Field.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's going to be really fun, and I think people have entered to come watch and be with us. So yeah, be on the lookout. There's going to be a lot of fun people just kind of streaming.
Exciting.
That sounds awesome. We're so glad that you have a success story and you're happy and living your best life right here in Denver.
Yeah, me too.
Giannina Giavelli, thanks for being here.